The wait's over. No more waiting. Hello, thank you for joining us today. I'm your host for today. I'm the co-owner and vice president of Alpha Calibre, Alpha Security Academy, and Alpha Security Protection. So today we have an interesting topic about firearms. A lot of things have been happening with firearms, and something that's in the process of getting passed is the 3-day waiting period. As many of you know, it's called a cooling off period. I do believe in my professional opinion that this will get passed. And I know a lot of people are scared about this. Oh no, we don't have to wait 3 days. They're going to get firearms. But I want to talk today just to talk about some of these myths, some of these issues, the people who think that way. So first, let's start off thinking about the Constitution. The right to bear arms, the right to have firearms. That's one of the big motivators of this bill, is the right to have firearms, the right to bear. The Constitution does not limit or expressly say that there should be a 3-day waiting period. The 3-day waiting period was established here in Florida in 1990. And also the statute that talks about this in Florida is 790.0655. So if you're interested in looking at that statute, make sure you take a look at it. It goes over the years established. It goes over everything about the 3-day waiting period. But the Constitution, it was created by our forefathers that created the Constitution. And when the Constitution was created, one of the main reasons it was created is to limit the control of government. Government should not be unregulated, unchecked. And there's a lot of myths. There's a lot of people think that we work for the government, but it's actually the other way around. The government works for us. We elect our officials. We vote for presidents. The control's there. Frankly, I think that's one of the main differences between us and China and another country, is that Constitution and things are established to maintain that check between government and civilians, that government overreach, that government overstep. So going back to that, the Constitution, a lot of things have been established in reference to that. Let's talk about some of the recent changes that have happened here in Florida regarding firearm. Not that long ago, the rule was created for open carry here in Florida. And same thing, a lot of people feared that open carry status. Things are going to be out of control. There's going to be chaos in the streets. But we have to remind you why that open carry law was created and enacted and passed. It passed pretty successfully. Like I said, Constitution's there to protect us. And while for many people it made sense that we shouldn't open carry, for those that have firearms and those who have their collection and concealed carry, many different examples happen where we, the good citizens, the legal abiding firearm owners, were charged criminally for simply raising our hand in the grocery store, and our shirt rose up to a certain point. And when our shirt rose up to a certain point, that firearm was exposed. There's been cases and different examples where previously it was a crime to show your firearm. And that was before open carry. The reason I'm bringing that up is because it has relevance. That law of open carry gives us the right, the privilege, and it goes over the Constitution as well. Now we're no longer being charged criminally for exposing our firearm. There's a lot of people, YouTubers, who audit this topic, and if you look deeply into it, you'll see the meaning behind it. A lot of different things. We have the right to freedom of speech. We have the right to religious beliefs. All of this is protected under the Constitution. And these are things that we value. We value and we hold dear to us because we have the right to worship, the right to praise, the right to speak as we want to. Of course, as long as no threats are being made and different things. But I think the biggest part of this is reminding anyone watching that the Constitution is made there to protect us. We don't work for the government. And even if you have a job with the government is there for the people. The people maintain the control. The Constitution was placed for those reasons. So let's go specifically into the 3-day cooling period. The 3-day cooling period, as it is right now today, if you do not have a concealed weapon license here in Florida, you have to wait 3 days. That 3 days was made for people to think. In 1990, there was a period that things happened. And like, oh, no, someone who's buying a firearm, they're emotional, they're erratic, they're aggressive. Let's do a 3-day waiting period so they could cool off. It was thought that a lot of people buying firearms were having bad intentions of buying firearms. They wanted to commit crimes with firearms. So they had the intention to make people wait 3 days, as they call it, a cool off period, because in 3 days, you get to cool off, you get to have different feelings, and you no longer have bad intentions. But throughout the years and many different examples, that's not effective. There's not enough proof or enough evidence to say the contrary to that. To say the contrary, that without an overwhelming doubt or without any doubt at all, that 3-day waiting period is effective. Let's put it on the other side. Not the perpetrator, but the victim. Let's say you're the victim and you have an open case in court against your significant others and you fear for your life and you don't have a concealed weapon license. Now you have to wait 3 days and you have no choice but to be defenseless. Those 3 days, you hope and you pray that nothing happens. So that's one of the examples of the 3-day cooling period. You no longer have to wait. There's also a misconception that the 3-day cooling period is going to change the background rules. That's not true. You still have to do the background now as it stands, and when this gets approved, you still have to do a background. It's a federally approved background. And on this, the background check takes a few minutes. We're also a FFL dealer here, so we sell firearms, and we have a pretty vast experience in this. We work as armed security. We're also private investigators. For my life, I've been using it for a while, not just for work purposes, but self-defense. So I'm an advocate for this law being passed. I believe it is our constitutional right, and no one should limit us. Even here in the United States, you go state to state, and this law varies vastly. If you go to California, they have limitations on how many rounds you could carry in your magazine. It's 10 rounds per magazine. Again, that law for the 10 bullets or 10 rounds per magazine did not come from the Constitution. The Constitution has no mention at all that we should limit how many bullets are inside the magazine. So there's different examples I could go over that mention government overreach. Recently, a lot of changes have been passing in Florida because legislative is passing it. The people are speaking out. The people are speaking out. Our politicians are hearing them, and change is being enacted. I would not be surprised if in the near future, one of these other states follow suit and also rules like the 10 rounds per magazine. I would not be surprised if in the near future, in the next couple of years, those laws disappear. Some states here in the United States, it's incredibly difficult to get a concealed weapon license, to purchase a firearm, and that should not be. We live in America. We live in a free state. Let's keep it a free state. These laws are not here to protect us. They're here to limit us. Again, nothing else changed. Everything else remains the same. You still have to do a background check. You still have to be a good citizen to even have passed that background check. So let's keep those laws where they make sense. Let's allow people to self-defense. Let's allow people to purchase firearms. We advocate for firearms here. We're, Second Amendment believers. So for those of you that are against firearms, I dare you to put a sign in your front of your house that says, "We do not firearms here. No firearms are allowed here." You have a right to purchase firearms, and you also have a right not to purchase firearms. So this is protecting the rights of citizens who choose to buy firearms. It's that simple. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I could go make different examples, but it's that simple. If you want firearms, you have the right to buy firearms and have firearms as a citizen, as a registered person here in the United States. So again, this law makes common sense, and this law, in my opinion, will get approved, and other states will follow after that, in my opinion. So I'm glad I could share a little bit about this topic and shed some extra light on it, especially on the Constitution. Everyone should educate themselves on the Constitution, why it was created, and what does the Constitution say. Because I guarantee you it does not say anything about limiting how many bullets are in a magazine, which state you could carry, which state you could not carry, that you cannot cross borders in the United States, different things. So again, this channel is to educate. This channel is to promote self-defense, and we're here. If you have any questions about this topic, leave us a comment. Leave us a comment and we'll answer that comment. Again, my name is Joel Matos, and I'm your host for today. I'll see you in the next one.